All right. This is Kaylee Herndon, social media manager of the Whale here, with Janka Hlinka, who just got back from the Olympic qualifiers with Team Slovakia. How you doing?
I'm great. Had a good Thanksgiving. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. While you were competing, you were listed as alternate captain for Slovakia. What did it mean to you to get that honor?
It's always an honor to wear a letter, and it's definitely a huge privilege to be able to lead or help lead a group of girls achieve or try and achieve something at that caliber. There's also a lot of weight behind it too, just in terms of who you're playing for, who we're playing for. We have lots of family and friends there, so just even to be an assistant captain and a leader for everything that the jersey represents is it's unbelievable.
Going off of that, what type of leader do you try to be both on and off the ice?
I definitely try and follow a kind of lead by example model. There's not a lot that I like to say, or I try and kind of let my teammates do most of the talking. And it is our team. It's not the captain's team. It's not the coach's team. It's our team. So in terms of getting hyped up, motivating each other, it's something that I try and let everyone do. But then when it comes to difficult situations, it's more of lead by example on and off the ice.
And you definitely did lead by example on the ice. You had an assist on one of the goals scored, and you had six PIM in the three games. So, uh, would you say there are any differences or similarities between the play you see for Slovakia versus what you see in the PHF?
Definitely. I mean, with Team Slovakia, we do have a couple of younger girls who play also they had played recently or still play for the U18 team. So when comparing to Team Sweden or even France, you have players who are either in college, or the majority of players are either at the college level or they're beyond that. So I think for us, it's very cool to see all we can do with young age. And when like when coming over here and comparing it, I think it's okay. We have had those years to grow, and the game has developed a lot more. So you can see different strategies, different forechecks, and all that other stuff. And over there, especially with Team Slovakia, it's more of okay, how well conditioned can we be now? How are we gonna once we get to that level of speed? How can we play and maneuver through that? So I think it's just over here, it's a bit of a faster pace than over there. But again, as people age and as we get more experienced, I think we'll soon be at that level too.
Speaking of as people age, you had played for Slovakia before
Yeah,
when you were younger. How has your play developed from last time you suited up for them?
definitely believe. Um, how have I developed? It's so hard to look at retrospect because you're always just kind of in the moment, and we don't have that much time to reflect. So it's good time. Definitely, I mean, from even just being with the PHF, lots of heads up hockey, lots of okay, you have to absolutely think several steps ahead of the play, and so that definitely translates to overseas play. So from the first time I suited up with them, I think it was a little bit more laid back, and not in the terms of like, oh, you don't have to give 100%, but okay, you do have extra time to figure out okay, where's everyone, what's going to make. Here, it's okay, you have the puck, you should already know where it's going several steps ahead. And I think that was definitely seen when we played against Sweden because they are at that caliber and they have played in the top division. So they have that experience and that speed. So, which is what I think we got caught up in a little, is that, okay, that's the level of hockey we want to play and that's where the world is at. So our speed needs to develop. And I think that that's even personally and as our team, like we're slowly developing that as well.
Yeah, great answer. I will move on to say aside from developing from last time you played till now for Slovakia, how would you say playing in the PHF in general has affected your game when you go over?
I mean, I think it helps with our coaching staff and just the experience that the girls on the team have had from different colleges, different programs, just their perspective on the game. There are things that we're doing now that even when I was like 10 years ago, had no idea. And it's certain skills I'm talking about. Like, this is a basic one that has been around for a while, but mohawks. I wasn't doing mohawks when I was 8 years old, but you see 5-year-old kids doing them now. So there's a lot of growth, and a lot of people are watching the NHL and taking the skills that those guys are using, and then we're applying them in our skills practices and in games as well. So I'm taking those little details and bringing them over there as best as I can, and hopefully it's contagious enough to a couple of people that they're like, oh, okay, there's a different way of turning or a different way of shooting, or okay, this is the new skill that's being brought up nowadays.
In addition to you, you had two teammates that also play in the PHF for the Riveters. Is that beneficial when you get over there, or does that kind of cause some differences in play style?
I think it's more beneficial. I don't think once we get over there that our play styles are butting heads. I think we actually kind of feed off of each other because we do have this shared experience and a new perspective, or not even a new perspective, but just a different perspective of looking at the game. So if there's something that maybe we've noticed, we can talk about it together. But it's overall, like, once you get to a team, it's everyone has the same experiences. It's just nicer to have someone who understands what's going on over here than going over there and they're like, oh, that's so cool. Yeah, okay.
Overall, what would you say your favorite moment of the whole experience was?
I think it had to have been the first puck drop and just the atmosphere around everything, playing against Team Sweden and just being there. I don't know, it's hard to describe, but the feeling that you can possibly play to get into the Olympics, which is the peak of any athlete's performance, any athlete's career, I would say. It's overwhelming, but in a good way. And I don't think I could stop smiling from the time that the puck dropped against Sweden. And it was just, again, unreal. And anyone who had that experience, it's something I'll take with me for the rest of my life. And hopefully there'll be another opportunity, and hopefully the end result will be different.